Yo, what the deal? It's your boy X.E.L.O. We back at it again. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back to the channel. If you are new here, definitely like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll let y'all know when I drop another video. But today, y'all know what it is, man. And you knew it was leading up to this. X.E.L versus Cakewalk. Man. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's not delay. Let's not hold it up. Let's do this. All right, so here you see Cakewalk. I actually have it on a custom theme. I have the S piano that actually comes with Cakewalk. I just did like a little bars in here, just like a regular C chord, just so you can actually test the piano roll. We'll be going through that. We'll be going through like the setup, customization, kind of like in the pricing, all that stuff will be kind of in here just so y'all can see. So, you know, on the other hand, we have here is X.E.L and also has it set up for the S electric piano, which is also in Cakewalk. So here's a disclaimer, just let you know, if you have Windows 64-bit computer, download Cakewalk by Bandlab. It's free. No strings right now. It's just free. Download it. You'll get this S piano, you'll get the S strings, you'll get the S drums, and it's free. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it, but it's free right now. So that's just a jump off. Sorry, I'm interrupting. All right, let's kind of get into some of the things in here. So the setup is kind of however you want to do it. This is what people love about X.E.L. So if I want to move this around, I can move this around. I can change the background of this right here. If I wanted to customize this background. If I wanted this to be other than this, I can change that. It gives you an option to customize so many different things inside of X.E.L. You can make things bigger. You can bring things back to life. You can bring up your mixer. You can pull it up. You can pull it down. Customization is what people love about X.E.L. Like you can move this around if you wanted to. So let's say I wanted to move this and just have it here in the middle of the screen. I could do that. If I wanted to put it on this side, I could put it on this side. So this is how it is inside of Cakewalk. So I have the browser over here, so I can just go through my sounds and stuff over here if I wanted to do that. So basically it will be the same as having this over here, where you have if you have your media, you can go through your stuff where you actually have any of your instruments and things like that. As you can see, it has a limit of actually having to go into each of these folders, whereas X.E.L has a little more freedom. Like you can kind of just have your folders loaded in here and you just open them up and boom, and you just keep scrolling down till you find what you want. Whereas in Cakewalk, you kind of have to click and click and click, and then you break down to the folders, then you finally get to what you want. So that is kind of the advantages and disadvantages of the setup. Like I said, you can have a mixer in here as well. You can make your mixer whatever size you want. If you do like a shift and then D, that'll pull up the whole mixer. If you do a shift and D again, it'll bring half the screen. It gives you the options to make it narrow or wide. These are your two options in here. Whereas in X.E.L, you actually have several options to make this different. You can make it wider. You can make it extra large. You can make it compact. And I usually leave it on just first wide. It gives you the option to add your channels, kind of like a mix bus over here. If you wanted to, you can actually do that. You can just pull things and pull it all the way to the right. So let's say I wanted to move this track 11 and I wanted to dock it to the right. It'll pull it over here and put it in this dock. Basically, like you can make this into like your whole bus station if you wanted to. Really, really cool. There's a lot of features that I like about FL. Like I use this is like the whatever is currently playing, it'll play out through this meter if you're on that track. And I had used this Fruity dB meter, which is on my left hand side here, and this gives me the option to kind of see everything coming out and see where it's at, what level it's at, and everything. One of the things I really like about it. Customization of this part of it is awesome, but you cannot change the colors of the things inside of FL. I'm not sure they're working on that, but you can't really like change this to like, if I want this to be white or black or purple, it doesn't give me that option. As you see in Cakewalk, I'm actually on a custom theme that was actually made. And you go to your preferences and you go to your themes. This is called the Grant Vista Black and Blue 100. It actually comes with this Tuscan and the Mercury, the two that it actually comes with. So this is how it would look when you first open up Cakewalk straight out the bat. I can just apply it, it's not gonna hurt anything. So as you see, it just changed the colors of some of the things inside of the program itself. But back to the way we like it. All right. So like the customization here is awesome. It gives you a theme editor. So you can edit everything in this theme. You can change these buttons. You can make things match. You can move things around. It's a really dope option to actually change the different themes if you want to do that. So I downloaded a whole bunch of different ones. As you see, that one looks really funky. But it has the same kind of things like FL, that green, but it gives you that chance to customize and set up things. I would give that one to Cakewalk, man, for that part. But as far as moving things around, you can move anything around that you want. If I wanted to move this over, like in FL, I can move this to the left hand side of the dock. I can make it actually move freely around. I can undock it and move it around if I want to do that. So it gives you those options to move things around however you want to move them around. With it set up like this, it almost looks like Logic. And you have your sounds and stuff over here. It gives you the option to collapse, so you don't have to actually see it if you don't want to see it. Or you can expand it if you want to expand it. But yeah, very, very nice. All right, so in FL, you also have this channel, right? Let me just put this back over here. This is completely throwing me off. All right, so that's back. All right, so this channel rack is where you actually hold your instruments. Inside of Cakewalk, you can actually have a rack as well. So if you go to Views, and then you go to Synth Rack View. So the Synth Rack is where you would actually see your instruments, or you actually see them here inside of your, I guess this is like the playlist or controller pane, I believe that's what they call it. So if you want to pull up your instrument, you hit on the little icon that has a piano, and boom. So this is the S1 electric piano. So I just did like a little chord, nothing special. I did the same thing in FL. So if you double click on this, it'll bring up the piano roll down here. And as you see, it's a totally different chord. So one of the things that people love about FL is the piano roll. So let's get into that. So I'm going to do a shift and a D, and that's going to pull up the whole keyboard on here. On this side is usually where you can see your instrument still. So if you wanted to mute, solo, or record, you can actually do that over here. To highlight all of the keys, you can either hit on the keys that it's on, or you can do a right click with your mouse and just scroll. You see the blue line? That means it'll just highlight all of those. So in order to move this up, I can hit the number 8 on my keyboard. In FL, you would just use your arrow keys. But in here, you would just hit the number 8 on the keyboard, and it'll actually move up. So in FL, so let's say I wanted to move this key here. So I'm gonna hit Control, click on that key, and I'm gonna hold down Control and the up arrow, and that'll actually make it jump an octave. And if you hit the down, it'll make it go down an octave. So this is one of the features that people love in FL. It's easy to just kind of move things around. In Cakewalk, it gives you that same option. So if you click on the key and you hold down Control, instead of using the up arrow, you're gonna use the number 8. And that'll actually bring your chords up, and the number 2 will bring it down. So that's a real easy way of actually seeing that you can kind of use those same things in both programs. And if you wanted to see the ghost notes, I seen that I have this other instrument here, this Cakewalk TT. I can click on that, and boom, I have a ghost note of what I actually did in the other one. So the same thing with FL. Just gonna minimize that. I'm gonna use a sampler track. I'm gonna go piano roll, and you can see the ghost notes in FL as well. The thing that a lot of people don't like about FL that use other DAWs like Logic and Ableton is that stuff is just all over the place to them. Like there's no real set place for this. It has its own lane. You can do whatever you want to do with it, and a lot of people don't like that. They like to be more organized, and so they'll go to that more organized feel like the Ableton and like the Logic. But Cakewalk has that option, like I said, to freely do pretty much those things as well. And this is why I'm kind of gravitating more and more towards it in a whole. So the mixing console is a little bit different than NFL. So let's say you see I added an instrument inside here. If I hit this plus sign, I can just add an instrument. Let's just do, so FL Keys comes up, it has its own place, but it's not going to the mixer. And that's one of the things a lot of people didn't like about FL as well. They're like, if I make an instrument, why doesn't it just send it to the mixer? So you can send it like this, you move it here and send it to the mixer. You can do this here, this little cog wheel, and actually hit on track, and it'll put it on a track by itself. And this way it'll actually kind of solidify and put the name and everything. If you click to the track, so you put the name and everything of it. I'm gonna set it back to a default. So that was a good thing that they actually did to allow you to do that. The other way to actually get them into your mixer is to do it from this playlist. So if I right click on here and I go to track mode, it gives you an option to actually put an instrument in. So let's go back to FL Keys, and boom. So now I have FL Keys inside my mixer. But it also made another pattern, which a lot of people don't like that. So they didn't want to actually make another pattern. They just wanted to keep the same pattern and actually just add another instrument. So that's why a lot of people don't like the way that FL sets that stuff up. Like I said, it just makes it a little more messy. But in Cakewalk, if you add an instrument, it just adds the track automatically. So if I add an instrument, I'm just gonna go to this little plus sign to add a track. I'm gonna add an instrument. I'm just gonna add another TSS. All right, so it makes a track here. And it also makes a track inside of your mixer, your console. So I have the mixer already set up as soon as I actually add an instrument or MIDI or even a wave into Cakewalk. So if I add a wave, let's just throw this kick in there. And I go back to the console, there's the kick. So everything has a mixer channel if you put it inside a Cakewalk. And that's one of the things that people really didn't like about FL. But as far as it comes down to like things that are actually installed on here, FL is clearly the champ. Because Cakewalk by Bandlab stripped down Cakewalk of a lot of the sounds and things that it actually did come with. If you go to like the plugins, there's a bass, and it's just the bass. And there's drums, but it's just really just the S1 drums. The session sampler came with the Sonar X3 that I had. Satilla is a free download that I have. General MIDI is going to be your TSS. Guitar, I believe it comes with this guitar. I'm not 100% sure if the Bandlab one comes with it. It may not. I know it comes with this S1 piano, and I know it comes with the strings, the S1 strings. So everything else kind of sound-wise, you have to kind of get downloaded. Most people get Omnisphere or Nexus or things like that for their instruments anyway. So with that being said, FL will win definitely when it comes to like the sounds and things that actually come inside of it. But where Cakewalk actually shines is the mixer. And this Pro channel, this little arrow here is gonna bring you to another world, man. Like you got your big mixer here. Every track comes with this EQ on it. Every track comes with a tube, every track comes with a console, and if you right click anywhere in here, you can insert modules. You can add your reverb, you can do compressors, you can do your saturation out, which is really dope. Tape emulator, you can actually make your own effects chain. So if you wanted to make your own chain, you could do that. And of course they have this style dial effects. These are like just giant knobs. You can just turn them to do different things. This max is kind of like having the sound goodyizer. This what that reminds me of. You have your smoother to kind of level out tracks and space. So I mean, this is what you would want to get Cakewalk for. And also, just to say it, everybody knows it. FL is not great at recording. Like if you're trying to record someone vocals in FL, it's a difficult task. And the reason I say that is because you don't really have an option to like fade. You don't have an option to really like level things the way you want them or the way you can in other like professional recording tools like Pro Tools. Whereas Cakewalk, you actually have those options. When you actually are recording someone, you can fade things in and out. You can do punches and move things around a lot easier for vocals than you can in FL. I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just better. And there's no denying it. Everybody that has FL knows what I'm talking about. But very, very good programs. Both of them very, very good. So the determining factor is really just the last determining factor is really just the price, man. That's kind of what it's going to boil down to. All right, so here we have it. So this is FL Studio. So voted best DAW music radar. You can buy FL Studio, have it for Windows and Mac, and that is one of the main differences in them. All right, so continuing down in FL, which edition do you need? It has different editions, cost different prices. If you are using FL and you're using the bootleg version, please stop. Just stop it, yo. Go and either purchase it or go get something like Cakewalk, so where you can actually save your stuff. You ain't gotta worry about, anybody tracking you down, hunting you down, saying, "Hey, this is not licensed." If you're trying to do tutorials or anything like that, just don't do it, man. Just don't. It does have a trial. These are the trial limitations. It does give you an option to save the projects, but you can't open it. So basically you can make a beat, save it, but you'll never be able to open it unless you purchase the full some of the things won't load, like if you're trying to move things over inside of FL for the save and the presets, stuff like that, it won't work. And it does give you an option to export the wave into MP3s, and you can use the plugins in the trials. Like they have a whole bunch of really dope plugins. I'll kind of go through that list in a minute as well. And it does give you the free trial. It's unlimited, so you can keep it forever without paying for it. And the free version, you just can't save stuff. And once you actually buy it, then you'll be able to actually open up your old projects and do whatever you need to get it done. So I'm just gonna do the comparative editions. And as you see, the regular Fruity, it doesn't really come with much of anything, is $99, and the producer edition is $199. It also gives you an option to actually do other downloads for plugins. The signature edition is pretty cool, but this $8.99, whew, man. I guess it comes with everything, and you have unlimited updates. So if once you buy it, it's yours, man. You can keep updating as long as they update, you get an update. Really, really cool about that part. The thing about this regular $99 one is I don't believe you get any samplers with it. Yeah, Edison doesn't come with it. And I believe it's the as you see, all the things you actually get inside of FL. It's picture, gross beats, you don't get in either one. A lot of people use gross beats. They actually purchase the gross beats, or they just use the free one and then bounce to a wave so that they don't have to actually keep the gross beats on, because I think it'll limit them and turn off at the 15 minutes. I actually purchased my gross beats, so I don't remember if it cut it off or not. All right, so yeah, Edison, none. New tone, none for your pitch correction. And new time, you can't even do the new time. That's the new feature they have to actually stretch your waves in the program, where like you have audio snap for Cakewalk where you can stretch your waves. So yeah, and Slice X, so you can't even do Slice X. Audio clip generator, you can't even do that. All right, so yeah, there's a lot of things missing if you just buy the regular basic version. And now let's actually jump over to Cakewalk. And as you see, just gives you an option to download. It is a free download. It's not like a subscription you need. You don't have to purchase anything. It's actually free. You can compose, record, edit, mix, master, and share. You can do all that stuff, yo. You know, you're pretty much unlimited. Here it goes, unlimited tracks. Industry best engine. Award-winning UI for the Skylight one. All right. Here's your instruments, and these are like dope plugins, man, like studio quality effects. These are the things that it comes with, yo. FL has a lot of really good effects as well. I'm not trying to knock or say anything different about it. The only difference right now is this. You see this Windows? Windows is the only one that'll actually run Cakewalk right now. I mean, if you have an emulator, you can probably use an emulator on the Mac and actually use it. But right now it is Windows. It's the only thing that it actually works on right now. Cakewalk by Bandlab is free. That's it. There's no catches, there's no gimmicks, it's just free. You just download this Bandlab assistant and you just download Cakewalk. As you see here, they'll say install, you just install Cakewalk, and there you have it. And you get sounds with it. You get the theme editor with it. You know, you get all those mixing plugins, the stuff already built into it. Then you can add your own, you know, plugins and VSTs like you do any other DAW. But that's the way it is right now. All right, so as you see, there's not really a clear winner here. It's just the fact that I wanted to compare them to a versus. I'll let y'all see what you're missing from one program to another, which is not much. I say FL's piano roll is still the best. I haven't found anything that does the things that it does better than it can do it. And the reason I say that is that me show you. All right, so let's say this key here, right? I'm gonna hold Control, hit this key, and I'm gonna do a Control and U, and it automatically cuts and chops the piano roll. I don't know how many other DAWs do this, but I know X.E.L does it, and it does it pretty well. Cakewalk, there's a way to do it, but you have to have like a X.E.L script in order to actually do it, and you probably have to make it yourself. It doesn't just automatically come like with a button that you press in order to actually do it. You have to actually do some work to get it done inside of Cakewalk, where if X.E.L, it just automatically comes with the program, the piano roll. And also in the piano roll, you have this option to do slides, and I believe they are the only ones that do it like this. See this slide? This little triangle here means that it's gonna slide up to this note. And however long you have it on this note is how long it's gonna take to slide up to that note. So the slide function in here is probably the best. And of course you have your colors in here so you can do articulation. So let's say I wanted to make this into a staccato and this into like a regular string. I would change the color of my of this line, and then you'll be able to actually do articulation and switch key switches inside here with ease. So that is another plus. If you're using X.E.L, they have this thing called BRSO Articulate. This is something you would need to download if you are doing any orchestral music inside of X.E.L. I say you should get it. It helps you, like it gives you each color. You can actually have a different type of articulation or key switch on here, so that you'll just use one instrument and then do key switches in there. It's just really dope. Something that is actually out there for you to use inside, of course, X.E.L, inside the piano roll. I don't know if there's like a really key switch for Cakewalk, so you can use this if you wanted to actually do key switches. This is the drum pane up here, and it'll give you an option to set it to where you can actually do your key switches in here. Still really dope. Both of them, like I said, really, really dope applications. If that's what you're looking for, I think that's what you should do. But yeah, so this kind of wraps it up, man. Let me know what y'all think. Which one would you go for? You know, if you had the money, would you buy X.E.L? Or would you just stick with Cakewalk, which is actually a free software that you can do so many things with? And once again, I'm just gonna kind of push this out there. Cakewalk is free, just download it, man. If you have Windows and a 64-bit version, just download it, man. There's nothing wrong with just downloading the program. And if you actually use it for recording, you'll actually see exactly why people are suggesting to go and use Cakewalk by Bandlab. If you're going to be recording, there's many tutorials out there of how to actually record and actually do things in so many different ways for Cakewalk by Bandlab. I mean, there's no other way to really explain it. They have so many different things in here that you can actually do. They have an option for what's called track lanes. So let's say you are recording someone and you want to keep recording them. It'll keep building tracks, and you can take the best edit and actually use that inside the audio itself. Really, really dope feature. X.E.L kind of does it, but it just kind of records and then jumps back to another line and records it again. And it just leaves a big block of a whole bunch of vocals on there. Yeah, anyway, if y'all like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I'll let y'all know when I drop another video. I thank all my people that support this channel. Thank you very much. I just reached 200 subscribers. I'm gonna keep it pushing, keep putting stuff out there for you guys. And once again, it's your boy X.E.L. If you have any questions or concerns, comments, definitely leave them down below. Peace.